Hello friend, my name is Animesh, and in this video section I am going to explain Boston House analysis using linear regression. Already I have explained the introduction part of simple linear regression and supervised machine learning. So I will request you to watch that video first and then watch this video, then you will more understand that what actually I am going to do here. So already the coding part I have done. I just simply going to explain that what is the function and what are the use of writing this code. And if you want to see my coding step by step, already I have uploaded the same video in a Hindi language, so you can watch that video also if you get trouble to understand this part. So let's move and see what coding part we having in this part, in this section. So import numpy as np, import pandas as pd. So these all are the important libraries we have to import before doing the Boston analysis, right? So we have done this part. So many things you know already. So thus I'm just going to tell you this part, that is from Scilab import RC pump. So actually, what actually happened when you are going and doing analysis of your any data set, you visualize your picture, right? So if you want to visualize picture in a particular some width and height, so you can give range here. So this 6 is my size for the width and this 4 is for my height, right? So you can do like this way. Many programmers do like 12 and 8, or it's 10 or 8, like this way. So I simply here using 6 and 4. Okay, now come to the main part, that is the sklearn dataset. So what here I am going to do, here I am just simply uploading the load Boston, that is the sklearn dataset. So this is very popular dataset. You will simply get by writing this code from sklearn.dataset import load Boston, right? So first you have to write this line and then you will do all the things what I am going to show you. So next line I have written here, sklearn model selection import 10 test split log, like this way. The basically the things which we have to calculate in our linear regression and multiple linear regression, that is the mean squared error, R2 square, and mean absolute error. So I am repeating this part. This is very important whenever you are going to do any analysis in a regression model, in linear regression model. So you basically have to find the mean squared error and R2 score and mean absolute error. So I will show you that how to calculate this part. So if you want to calculate this part, you have to import this line from sklearn.matrix import mean squared error, R2 score, mean absolute error. Okay, now come to the this line, this import warnings dot filter warnings ignore. So in this part what I have done, basically when we write code in a Jupyter notebook, we got many warning pop-ups. So to not get such a warning, what we do, we just simply write this line, and this line help very much to stop popping the filter warnings. Okay, so this type of warnings basically happen when you are going to visualize your data set. Okay, so now come to the coding part, that is my Boston. So here I have created one variable named Boston, and in that Boston I am just simply uploading my load Boston, which I have here written load Boston part, and then I am just checking what is the type of my Boston. So you can see it is a sklearn utils bunch, right? So this is a part of the sklearn, right? So and the next you can do, that is the Boston dot keys. If you are going to see that what are the keys available in the Boston data set, you just simply write Boston dot keys, and then you will get data, target, features name, DESCR, and file name. So what DESCR is, this basically it is the description part of my data set, Boston data set, and this is the futures name. So futures name is basically, suppose I having a data set, and in my data I having a numbers of row and numbers of column. So the numbers of column which I having in my data set, that's columns we name features name. Okay, and target is my nothing but a price or median value, you can say it, and the data which is the data available for doing the analysis. Okay, so here if you want to do study about the description part of my Boston data, so you just simply need boston.descr, and in this part you will get the this type of written things. So here you will go and see all the full form of written. So basically we having the total 30 numbers of categorical predictive values, like median value is also available in the attribute of the 40, that is my target file. and the full form in here it is written like CRIM, and crime rates, per capita crime rates. Jadon is my proportion of a residential land zone for lots over 25,000 square feet. So you have to go through that. Suppose I just want to know that how many features we having, so I will write just simply Boston dot features name, and then here I am getting the list of features name like CRIM, ZN, Indus, Chas, NOx, RM. So this CRIM is stand for crime, JAD is journal land, and this all have some definition. Okay, so you can go through here and you can read these all things. Okay, or you can go to the website of Askelon. There is also this all full form is given of the features, right? You will understand more, but I will suggest you that do not go further without understanding this features name, because it is very important. You know what, if you are going to work as a data analyst, it is very important that uh, how uh, how you are doing analysis of your data. If you are not understanding your data, then you know what, you can't be able to do a good model, right? So basically finally you have to use some model like if your data can give a good value in a supervised machine learning, then you will use like a linear regression, or if it is giving the classification, then you will use the logistic regression. So it's based on you, but before using the model you have to first go through the good data analyst. So that analysis of data is very important, right? So now come to the part of the Boston shape. Here I have written the Boston underscore shape equal to Boston dot data. Just simply I having the data, so I am just writing here. I just make a one variable of Boston shape to check that how many features and how many columns I have. So here you can see we having 506 rows and 30 column. Now what I am going to do, I am just simply going to visualize my data in a form of data frame, right? So I am just here making one variable Boston underscore df equal to pd dot data frame, Boston dot data columns equal to Boston dot features name, Boston underscore df dot head. If I will write this line, it will show me this result. Okay, so this is the final result we are getting. So if you will count how many features, you will see it is our 13. And finally we have to add one more column here, that is our price part. So how we will add that part? Simply we will write this line, and by writing this line of code, we will get our data set like this way, and my one more column will be added in the name of price. Okay, so here what I am going to do, so what you have to do here, suppose if you are doing any analysis of any data, right? So first of all you have to understand of each of your features. If you are not going to understand what this particular feature is doing in your data set, you are not going to understand that which model you are going to add. So here what I am going to do, I am just simply going to compare my this all features with respective to the price. Okay, so simply I am just doing this. So here I am doing CRIM and price, and I written this line of codes. Okay, so by writing this line of code I am getting this result. So in this result what I am getting analysis as a analysis, what I am seeing that when my crime is increasing, right, my crime is increasing, the price of houses is also very low, and my crime, when the crime is very low, the price of house is very high. Okay, so this is we are getting. And what if you can visualize these two things in a two form, that is scattering crime and price and histogram analysis. And if you want to do the zooming part of this part, right, so 10 to 20 or 0 to 20, you can do that also. So zooming the crime, and then this is the zooming part of the, so here we have done the zooming part, that is a 0 and 20, that is a box plot. Simply first we have to do box plot, after that we are going to zoom that box plot particular this area. So you can see this area is now zoomed, and this is my outliers. Okay, so you have to first clear your concept that what is the use of box plot and why we visualize the box plot. Basically the box plot have a 5 parts, that is the lower part 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then topper, then this 5. Okay, so this 5 part we having this in the box plot, and with respect to this 5 part, we basically analyzes our data. Okay, so you can see this is the medial part, this is the starting part. Okay, So you have to understand, after that we have done the distribution analysis also. So in the distribution analysis we are saying that it is a positive skewed, the tail is forming in the right side of my analysis of my data respective to the crime and price. Okay, so this is the distribution part. And next what I have done, I have done the that is Jaden. So if you want to see what the value we having in the Jaden, so Jaden having the two basically value, that is the zeros values and non-zero values. Okay, so we have done here zeros and non-zeros, and if you want to see the statistical part of this all things, so you can do this all, right? So this is the statistical part of the price, right? So with respective to the zeros and non-zeros we have done the calculation, and with respective to the mean, and with respective to the here you can see, here I have written Boston DF zeros price with respect to the mean, right? So what is the mean? The mean value is here my 22.53. So here you can see my value is here going above than 20, so it is my 22. This is the my zero part, and this is my non-zero part, right? So here you can do like this way. What next I have done here, I just simply explain my INDUS future with the price. So this is my result. Similarly you can do CHAS also. So here you can see in the Charles, this is basically the Charles River dummy, that is the house which is very near to the river. So basically what we see, suppose if we are going to buy some houses in some places, if we are getting the transportation of river also, then it is one of our benefit. So basically, and when if we are getting such benefit, definitely the charge of that house will be more. Okay, so it is based on that. Suppose if you are going and seeing that there is a river transportation also, so it will make you more cost, right? So value equal to 0 1, and here I have done the calculation. So this type of calculation you can do in the two part, that is my pie chart and bar graph analysis. So here basically I have done the bar both pie chart. This is my pie chart where we are seeing that 0 and non-zero. So non-zero is basically 6.92, and 6.92 is showing me that the house which is very near to the river side, and the house which are not near the river side, that is 93.08. So you can also visualize this part in a in in bar graph, right? So now come to the next part, that is the INDUS. That is the actually I just simply copy this part just right here, and just simply it is my NOx. Okay, so nitro oxide, this is so NOx feature is stand for the nitro oxide. Suppose if you are going in some place to buy house and you are getting there is too much pollution, so with respect to the pollution, price of house will be also decreases, right? So this all are the features you will see during buy at the time of buying house. Okay, so scattering the nitric oxide and price, so this is the my visualization of this part. You can also do the distribution part, so you can see the distribution part is also very good, but here you can see some more outliers are available here. So similarly we have done all the things, and we have done the analysis of each features with respect to the prices, with respect to price. So if you will see my this video part in Hindi language, you will see, you will get more understanding that why I have written this all line. Actually I here they have explained that with respect to the room, what will be the my price. So here RM is stand for the room. Basically if you are buying a flat or house which having large number of room, right? 4 5 6, definitely if the room is higher, increases number, then the price of house will be also, right? Will be there. So here you can see the mean value of my house is here 6 point, that's the average of house is 6.28, and with respect to that average house price, the price is 22, like this way. Okay, and the standard deviation is my 0.70, and price is 9.19. Like this type you can do the visualization or analysis of your data. So here I have a picture of room analysis. So this is, yeah, you can see here we having the room part. a room with having 5 6 7. So with respect to the 5 6 7, the price of house is also increasing like this way, and if you are going to buy more rooms, then it will cost you more price. Okay, so this is the picture you can see. This is the box plot analysis of the room part. Okay, now come to the age features. So with respect to the age, there will be the price benefit. Okay, so if the person is senior citizen and if the person is below 60, so they're having some this type of age calculation also. And then you can do the DIS, that is the distance. DIS, how the distance of working place, like this type. Okay, so this is my DIS part, and in this part I am going here, it is RAD. So RID is already, you will see, if you will write this line, you will just simply get this visualization. And then we having here scattering the tax and price with respect to the tax, what we having the price. So this is my tax, and what benefit of tax we are getting, like this type of analysis there. Okay, now in this okay, now it is my PT ratio. So what is PT ratio? PT ratio is nothing but RAT. PT ratio is basically the ratio of teacher and students. So suppose if you went some society or some colony where everyone are student but no teacher are available. So what the need of going to that area? So that is also here explaining that what is the ratio of the pupils and teachers, like this way. So this is my visualization of PT ratio. And then we having B. So it is a Boston house, right? So in the Boston house, it's basically based on the America data set. So in America there are black peoples are also living, right? So with respect to the black peoples, how many areas they are in the numbers, like this type of calculation they're having. So if you will go in the DESCR part of the Boston house, there it is written. Okay, so here is getting DIS price, B price, like this way. Okay, now the thing, you can also plot this thing in a box plot. Okay, then it is my alistat is also very important. Alistat, and then now after alistat, what we have done, we just simply going to visualize distribution of my all the price and all the columns, like all the features. So how many features we have, so this all are the features we have. So wait, where is this code come? Okay, so I have to first. So this is my coding part, and if you will write this code, you will get this distribution plot. So here you can see that alistat, RM, age, price, this all distribution are very good. So basically we will choose this type of features in our column, in our model. So now let me tell you that when we having a large number of data set which contain large number of features, so basically what we do, we basically select only those features which are very important to give the training to our data set, right? Suppose what basically we do in the modeling part. Suppose we having a data set, and in that data set we basically divide our data set in two parts. That is, one is training part, and that is another is my testing part. So in the training part, basically we just select only those features which give good training to my data. And in future, if I am going to if I am going to add some values, it will give me a good result, right? So Here I will this is my second video of machine learning, right? So further I will go and I will upload more videos on like what is variance and what is bias. So once you will understand the concept of variance and bias, you will understand that why I was asking, why I was saying that to select only those features. Okay, so for selecting only those features, so what basically we do, first we will check the correlation matrix of our data set, right? So here just simply we are going to see the correlation of matrix. But before correlation data set, correlation of matrix, we are just finding the outliers of my data. So you can see these all are my outliers, and all the features have my outliers, right? So I just simply want to see that how many what percentage of outliers I having in my each features. Okay, so I have written this code for checking the outliers of my each features. So you can see in column CRIM outliers is 13.04 and column ZN outliers is 13.44. So we do not select all those features which having very large outliers or which having very low outliers. We basically select only those outliers which is not more and which is not less. Like you can see PT ratio is good, and LSTAT is also very good, price is also good. Like this type of we will RM outliers is also good. So we will select such features only. Okay, so now now what I am going to check, I am just going to check the correlation matrix of my Boston dataset. So what is correlation matrix? Correlation matrix is the range between the -1 to the 1. Okay, so here we are getting the correlation matrix of my each features with respect to the price. And if I am going to print that correlation matrix in the figure of heat map, this is my figure. Okay, so here you can see this all values. So basically what we will do, we just create one function and give that function. In that function we are giving one value of with the name of threshold. So that threshold is my 0.50. So by giving that threshold 0.50, I will do the calculation with respect to that, and with respect to that 50%, I will select only those features which are very important for our analysis, right? So here I just simply created my function that get correlated features, correlated data threshold, features values, and for I index in enumerate. Okay, if ABS, this all are the coding part. So this threshold is 0.50. Here I given the threshold is 0.50, and this is the correlation value of correlated data core mat price. So core value. So if I am going to give the value of 0.50, here I am getting the features of LSTAT, PT ratio, RM. So similarly, if you will, you can I will give the coding part of this in my of my GitHub file. So you can download that file and you can do the analysis, right? You can check, you can run that code in the Jupyter notebook. So you can by running that code, you can also change the value of 0.50 to 0.40 or 0.30. At the when you will change this value, you will see the numbers of feature will also increase. Okay, then correlated data Boston, having this all RM, PT ratio, LSTAT, price. And with respect to that selecting features, we are going to plot our pair plot. So this is my all pair plot, and then this is my correlation matrix with respect to those selection of my features like LSTAT, PT ratio, RM. And then we are here getting the correlated data dot drop. So here I am just simply now I need to do the testing and training. So doing the testing and training, I am just simply going to make my data in two form, that is X and Y. In the X part I will keep only my future part, and in Y I will keep price part. Okay, so this is my RM, PTSA, LST. So here extend, extend, y trend, y test, and then xy test size 0.2, random state 0. So here you can see we having total 506. So in my x training part we having 404, and x test pass we having 102. So model dot linear regression. So I am just here making one model of my linear regression, and then we are fitting in that model, that is x trend and y trend. After fitting, we are just going to make one more variable, that is y predict, and in that y predict I am going to import this my x test part, and after giving this I am getting the result of y prediction with respect to the y test. And if I will write this code, I will get the result in this form. Okay, and my model part is completed. And in this part, I am just simply going to find the R2 score, mean absolute error and mean squared error. That is very important in the linear regression. So this is the value of my everything. So R2 score I am getting this, mean absolute error I am getting this, and mean squared error I am getting this. So in basic, in based of this video, we can also do the calculation of like gradient descent. So I will explain that how we can do the gradient descent example also. So friends, you will watch this video, and I will in the video down part you will get the link of coding also. So I will suggest you to first watch the video, understand what I have done here, and then you just practice the coding part. Okay, thank you friends.